Okay.
Right. Well, right. What's going on, you guys? We're back again for another episode. I'm Raymond. This is co-host
CC the P.
And this is guest Tyrone and other guest Jay.
What it do?
We are here to talk about
polygamy part 2.
Polygamy part 2.
But in the last video, we spoke a lot about this being only possible for people who are like bisexual, gay, whatever. So I just wanted to get a different perspective.
Part of the LGBT spectrum.
Yes.
Wait. Valid question. LGBTQIA+. What is the rest of that?
It's all now. I'm part of it, and I don't know all the freaking letters.
Okay.
That's why I stopped at the LGBTQ, because once they added the IA+, I mean, I do know some of the extra titles. Now, I don't know how to go down the line, but I know kind of a little bit of them.
So what is it?
Like, there's now non-binary and trans is the T. It's because even like gay is not its own letter anymore. They broke down to now gay, queer, and I think it's like 2 or 3 other categories. Gay is now like, gay is almost like how they define masculine and feminine. Gay is just another definition of somebody a part of the LGBT community, not an actual letter of its own.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot.
So
it definitely is.
For both of you, how do you like? Does any of that really matter to y'all, or?
Not to me personally, but I know to a lot of people it does.
Okay. What about you?
No, not at all, because we're all our own person and we see everything as a different view.
If you don't put the mic to your mouth, talk. You already got a baby voice. You gotta actually talk. Before I turn your mic up. Where you at?
It's on.
Yeah, you can turn my mic up.
Yeah, I need to. We ain't worried about you peeking out.
It's me. I'm the problem.
Well, today you acting real shy.
Am I the drama?
Yeah, like everybody's their own person, so everybody deals with that spectrum differently.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know, because she just brought that to my attention that they added more letters to it anyway. I had no idea.
Once they added the extra letters, I dropped all of them, and I'm like, we're just the alphabet mafia now. Because at this point,
I feel that.
Because can't nobody shut something quicker down than the gay community. you offend one person, they will shut you down so quick. It's ridiculous. Who else acts faster than the mafia?
Yeah, for real.
But I feel like they added some of the letters just because to separate certain different types.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
gay community.
Like I said, that's why they did it. I know a couple of them letters used to be a part of just the G for gay.
Yeah.
But now gay it don't just stand for like, I'm a gay man. But now they have cisgender gay man, cisgender trans man. They have, like it's just,
it's a
couple of different letters that go on. That's why they broke it down for everybody to have a letter now.
Yeah. So I another question real quick. Is it offensive to say super straight?
It can depend on who you're talking to. Because there are some people out there who feel like there's a straight agenda, which I don't see why.
So why do you feel like that's offensive?
No, I bring it up because everything we know nowadays is through TikTok. But I seen a TikTok where some guy, he was like, he said, I identify as super straight, meaning that he would only date a born woman, an XY woman.
What's wrong with that?
Right.
Okay.
But part of the community.
Some people part of the community will feel like, oh, you're transphobic because you won't date a trans woman.
But that's not, and that's what I'm saying. When he said super straight,
Exactly.
he was like, because people could be straight, but they could still be comfortable dating a trans woman. But he was like, I'm not, so therefore I'm super. Yes, so that is his preference, and that is my preference. I don't think I would ever be able to.
And see, that's what irritates me too, like, about the community, because they have a lot of hypocrisy going on, because in one instance they'll say, oh, because you won't date a trans man or woman, you're transphobic.
Right.
But then in the same thing in the community itself, it's a whole lot of things that they like, oh, this is my preference, but you won't respect my preference.
Right.
But I'm like, it's your preference to date people that were only born women.
Right.
So I can't get mad at you because you're like, you'll only date somebody that's born a woman, but I'd be like, well, my preference is I don't date Asians.
Right. But no one, and then no one can say nothing against you.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, them, but yeah.
There's that hypocrisy. I'm like, I don't understand why in one breath it's okay to trash somebody because like I said, that's your preference. That's how you feel. That's what you're attracted to. But at the same time, you have to respect who I'm attracted to and what I feel.
Yes, exactly. That makes sense. I like that. Anything to add, either of you two?
Honestly, yeah, everything right on the key.
Any questions? Do you have any questions?
I feel like the more questions I ask, the more confused I get. So
What questions?
What other questions you got? Maybe I can try to clear it up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just be like, I don't know.
So, oh no, go ahead.
Actually, to add to that, I just feel like we grew up in a society that's so judgmental, period. So we have to set those standards to separate the gay community because,
Right.
in other words, like, a lot of us feel like we're not as one, which we are different. But I feel like every last one of us are different in our own.
Right.
What,
And I'm like, like I said, the world we grew up in is completely different than it is now. It's a lot more widely accepted and seen now. Because even like I was talking to one of my friends, and have y'all seen like the new Proud Family?
No.
Yes.
No, I haven't.
I've
love
heard
it.
of it,
I
but I
love
haven't
It's like the
seen
new
it.
Proud Family. They have a gay couple parent on there. They have, I think, a trans kid on there now. When we grew up, how many of us heard of gay parents or trans kids?
No.
How many of us even heard of gay adults really? Because even if we had them in the family, it was a kept secret.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
And,
nobody
yeah.
really talked about it. It was never really seen on TV.
Yeah.
So I'm like, now, like I said, our generation, we don't grow up. We like, fuck it is what it is. I'm out there.
No.
And our families that has accepted, there's people out there who were not accepted. They had to like start all over. But those of us who have families who do still accept us and love us,
Right.
we're gonna live our life freely. But now those who weren't, I feel like are backlashing against everybody else instead of just picking up the pieces and moving on.
No.
So it's causing kind of like a separation versus, like I said, they're just all trying to come together. They're more trying to close themselves off. Like, okay, I'm gonna stay in this bubble. This is what I want in my bubble.
Right.
Which is okay to say that, but it's not okay to trash somebody else for not accepting your bubble.
Yeah, exactly. And then I feel like it's a thin line because of what you want people to accept you for, but what other people do accept, and like vice versa and stuff like that. Because one of my arguments is like how everyone wants to feel comfortable in their own skin. Everyone
Right.
wants the other person to respect them. But at the same time, how far does it go to where the other person isn't comfortable about that same situation?
Right.
You know what I mean? So one story that I tell is I was working at a hotel, and one of the guests there, she was a trans woman,
Okay.
but she had all her male parts
Right.
and would show them. So she would wear a not show them as in like, hey, look type thing, but
I'm like,
But-
what is she doing?
I thought she walked down the hallway like,
so that would have been a whole nother situation. But no, like she would wear super, super short skirts. And if she wore underwear, they weren't holding nothing in.
Right.
Oh.
And she would walk around.
She
and,
wasn't tucking. She was just
yeah,
walking around.
and then like you could see them, and I was always scheduled to clean that room, and one of her things was no one can come clean the room unless I'm in here because I don't want my stuff getting stolen or whatever.
Okay.
She also would request women to clean her room, but my manager didn't like him fucking with me at the time, so he would send me wherever. So I would always be the one in there, and then one day I went in, and she is like low key spread eagle on the bed, talking like, and just dirty, messy, and I see her nuts. So I leave the room and I go tell my manager, I'm not fucking with it. Like I don't want to see
Right.
genitals. You know what I mean? Male or female, I'm not here for that.
Right. I'm here to work.
Just exposing people.
And I kind of got in trouble because at that point I was upset. So I was telling people I don't want to go clean this dude's room. I was just being disrespectful at that
Right.
point. And then the HR got into it. You
You
can't.
called her this dude.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
and then I'm not gonna lie, it was disrespectful, but that's how I felt at the time. And then HR came in and was like, "You can't call her that. She goes by this." And I said, "So I have to be uncomfortable calling this person I seen they nuts a girl when I know it's a man."
Right.
And I
mean,
saying it again, I hear it, but
But
that's
like
how
you
I
said,
felt
you
at the
knew
time.
that it was wrong. You only did it because you were in
Yeah,
an uncomfortable
mad.
position
Yeah.
and you were mad.
Yeah.
Because the whole time you were calling her a woman, so you knew, like, okay, this is what you want, but this is what
Yeah.
I called you out of respect. But in that moment, you was mad. I can't be mad at you for that.
And but that's what because HR, she was really trying to get me in trouble with that. And I told her, I said, why do I have to be uncomfortable calling her a him when I see him.
Right.
But I have to let them be comfortable by calling her what she wants. And even then, the person's not around. So why does it matter what I call that person? We know who we're talking about. Right. It's the old crackhead looking person got their balls shown all the time. We all know this. We all knew the person. In skirts. Wow. High heels and skirts every time. She, you know what the best?
Comfortable.
She looked like the singer from the Muppets.
I know who you're talking about from the rock band.
Yeah. She looked
the really big lips.
She looked just like that Muppet, like for real, just like the Muppet. It's crazy, and it kind of sounded like Michael Jackson, but.
Okay, what's the ethnicity?
Of this person? Mm-hmm. I believe she was white.
But see, that's another thing. Like you mentioned, like she said, she was a trans woman, but she still had all her male parts.
Right.
So even in the community, like, because I asked this question the other day. Somebody asked me would I ever date a trans man. Now, to an extent, I would.
Okay.
It's just how far you've gotten that surgery.
Okay.
Because now, if you drop your pants and what is looking at me is not supposed to be looking at me, I'm out.
Okay.
Because it's what I'm attracted to, and that ain't it for me.
Right.
So, see, and I never even thought about it to the other. I don't think about the other person.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think I wouldn't want to be with a trans woman, even if they got the full surgery.
My mind is like.
Even if they got the full surgery, I don't think I could do it because in the back of my head, I'm still like, this was a man. You know what I mean? So, what about you? Trans, or would you be with a trans woman?
Honestly.
But you're
it's a tough question. You got
you're on a rare spectrum, though.
Yeah, you know, see, I'm a little different. I ain't even gonna lie. Okay. Because me personally, I go off by vibes. So if I'm vibing with you, I'm vibing with you.
Right.
You know? So as me dating a trans, I don't know. I don't know even if the vibes, because like just the thought of like you used to be a man and then you're a woman now, like I want a woman.
Right.
Because I'm
it's
gay,
like even
you know?
even us saying that part of the gay community, they still would call us transphobic. But I'm like,
no, facts.
It's not us being transphobic. It's really just us saying
I like what
our
I like.
preference.
Yeah,
Right.
what you like. So
I'm like, you can't judge us, or you can't be mad at us for like, I'm gonna give everybody equal opportunity, but this is what I'm attracted to, and if I'm not attracted to that, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and at the same time, you could be like friends, or you could be
like
really
we
good
could be
with
cool.
somebody.
Yeah, let's go out grab a drink.
And it doesn't matter. It's just the fact of would you want to spend your life with someone that you're not, you don't plan to spend your life with. So what would you? You trans man?
I don't even.
Well, you said okay. I don't know if you watched the whole last one.
No, I didn't because it cut off. So.
She has fantasy of her man with another man, her watching.
Okay, yeah, I seen that part.
No, not like another man, just like another person.
No, yeah,
but if I wanted to be in like a polygamous relationship, I would want to be with two dudes. Now,
I seen that because she's like, she wanted to be with two dudes because she was like, if they did something, she would want to watch. But she also said, if he put his mouth on something, she's done.
Yeah, I'm out of there.
She's like, she'd rather watch him with another woman. Yeah, I seen that part. Yeah.
So, would not a trans man be like an exception?
I mean, because he looks like a man, but when he put his lips on something.
Woman that turned into a man.
Right. But if she never got that bottom surgery, she's still on the
No,
bottom half.
I don't like pussy.
But you ain't got to put your mouth on it. Your man can put his mouth on the pussy.
No.
Yeah, that's.
I just don't like women.
I mean, like no. She took all kind of hormones and stuff, so she kind of like tilting the line right there at that point. I don't lie. I've seen some
They're
of these.
They're gonna be like, she's transphobic.
I've seen some of these trans
as far
men.
as now, we're all transphobic right now.
Right.
So, and that don't even really matter at this point.
To be honest,
but no. Okay, so I had a situation, right?
Okay.
Where this person I was talking to was talking to somebody else, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I called somebody else's phone number, the person was like, hello. I was like, what do you mean? So then I just hung up and I Googled their number, and they was on this tranny escort website. Oh, and she had titties, but she had a big dick. Like,
oh no.
The chicks with dicks be out there slinging it.
Hey.
So that's my trauma.
The ones
right?
that got the most want to get rid
That's
of
my
it.
that's my first
Like,
encounter.
have you guys seen Pose?
No.
No.
Okay, well, Pose is a show. It is based off the gay community back in the 90s, I believe, like 90s or 80s. But basically, it shows how the gays create their own houses and go and compete in balls and stuff. Now, for those who don't know, the gay houses are basically a gay family that was created because your family didn't accept you, they put you out. So a group of people would get together, and like one would be the mother or the father of the house. Everybody else that joined the house would be their children. So they're supposed to take care of their children, make sure everybody good. You're all one big family. Everybody would take care of the house. And then you would go to these balls, and everybody would compete in different categories, win different trophies and stuff. They still do it. It's dope. They actually got a show on HBO called Legendary that shows houses now.
Interesting.
But on Pose, a couple of the house mothers were trans women. Now, one of the main ones, I can't remember her name right now, but basically, she had her sugar daddy, and he paid for all her bills and everything. Put her and her kids up in this nice little,
Like her.
apartment on the Upper East Side. Like she did the shit.
Okay.
But at the same time, she had a second apartment that he took care of just for her to spoil her. He gave her all kind of furs. She
I like her.
walked down the streets in New York as the shit. When she showed up, she was the shit. She won every category she competed in because she looked like a woman.
Right.
But her sugar daddy did not want her to do bottom surgery. He still wanted her to keep her dick. He never did anything with it. He was just like, I like to hold on to it while I'm fucking.
Oh.
That was literally what he said on the show.
He said to hold on to
He's
it.
like, I just like to hold on
I
to
like
it.
to hold on to it too.
You need a handle.
You know?
So, but to her, she wanted to be a complete woman. So she stashed some of her money away. And then when he's like, I don't want you to get it, she went and got it anyway. And he completely cut her off.
Yeah, I was gonna say
He was like, this is what I want. I'm like, it's the same thing. Some people want certain things. But I mean.
Yeah. You wanna
Oh, okay, so we're jumping into
polygamy?
Okay.
Yes, we're gonna be talking about polygamy, and we talked about that on the first episode, the last episode. But me and her both being straight and not in that kind of super straight, and not
just because it bothers people.
and not in any type of polygamous relationship, we wanted to get an outside source from gay and lesbian.
And people, I'm like, I'm gay and unicorn shit and rainbows, but I mean, it's the truth.
Hey, and I possibly thinking about being in polygamous relationships or the benefits, how would it work, and all that good stuff. So,
Yeah.
if whoever wants to start, go ahead.
Okay, well, like I said, I've been thinking about it for about maybe 2 years or so. I thought about it, and because I really didn't know much about it, I started looking it up, trying to figure out what exactly it is. And
so what's your view? Like, what is it to you?
because there's so many different categories of it, so it just depends on what kind of relationship you want to go into going into it. Like, there's the basic one everybody knows, where it's basically one man or one main person, and they just date a bunch of people. Like, they can have 6 or 7 girlfriends, 6 or 7 wives.
Right.
That's when everybody knows. Or you have an open marriage where, we're married, but you can have your side piece, I have my side piece. There's rules to who and what you can do with your side pieces and what you can't.
Right.
There's also excuse me. There's also I don't know, my mind keep going blank. I can't think of the word right now. A throuple, where it's 3 people together and we're all 3 dating each other, or a quad where there's the 4 of us.
Right.
That's
And all 4 of us
3
are
dating each other. That's what I was talking about last
That's
time.
what you.
The throuple. Yeah, and I know. I'm like, I think she's thinking about a throuple.
Yeah. See, that wasn't on the list of what marriages were.
Yeah, see,
But-
y'all probably looked at marriages. I looked into the
Yeah,
relationship.
we did.
I like their
Because
dynamic.
before I get to the marriage part, I need to understand how the relationship works.
Right.
Because if the relationship dynamic doesn't work for me, marriage is out the question.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you've been thinking about it the last couple of years, and how do you think that would work for you?
So with me, I don't see me just doing the basic polygamy thing. Like, I can't have, like, my man have 4 different girlfriends or a couple boyfriends and girlfriends.
Right.
Now, if you do that, I'm gonna do me too.
That's pimp player right there.
Like, I can't just be one of the 5. I can't do it. But like, if you're like, okay, we're gonna just open this thing up, I can't do no relationship because I'm gonna feel like, because it's all go with communication. Because as long as we stay with the communication, we're open and honest, at any moment we could change, like, okay, no, that's making me feel uncomfortable. Now, if you
Right.
can switch it up, then cool. But it's just, the sharing has to be fair.
Right.
And I feel like in an open relationship, it might not always be fair, because I might not feel like going to go find somebody else. You might be enough at the moment, and you might want to go find you 2 or 3 others. Or at the moment, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to go out and have fun. I'm going to do what I do. And you, but babe, I miss you. But we open right now, I'm with B, and
Right.
A is on pause. So I'm like, open relationships is just a little more difficult to manage, and weave your way through.
Definitely.
So I feel like at the moment, I can actually mentally, I feel like I can get into either a throuple or a quad.
And see, that's what you were
Where-
speaking about, was the mental part of
I was just about to
Yeah.
bring that up
being
as well.
polygamous.
Because
Yeah.
it's a lot. The thing is, a regular relationship is already a lot of emotions. But when you go into polygamy and add people in, now you have to do the emotional plus the mental.
But I feel like if
I'm already
you,
3
Right.
people in one.
If you I feel like if you understand yourself as a person
Right.
and know what you want,
Right.
and understand that your significant other has their wants and their needs, you guys are 2 separate people, and then you guys come together as one. And I feel like once we all understand that, then we'll have a better understanding.
I don't
And then
understand
polygamy
that.
See,
Clearly.
could come into play
Yeah.
because you're not gonna get jealous, because they also
And that's why I
understand
feel
their
like
role.
now I can actually understand it better, and I feel like I'm ready to actually be on one, because it does take me a while to actually, like I said, know myself and know what I want and don't want, what I will and won't tolerate, what my red lines are, and what I'm kind of like a little more flexible. I'm like, okay, I'll
Right.
give here and there, versus I'm like, oh no, that's it, I can't do that. No.
I just think it's funny that the main person that is bringing this up is the one in the background. No, can't do it. No.
I didn't get a
it's
chance
just
to
the-
watch a video fully, and I understand where you're coming from with
Right.
having 2 men. But not necessarily you both could have sex at the same time or anything, because
Right.
I was actually got a chance to watch another video on these couples, and they are in a polygamy relationship, and the girl said, she was all like, we all are our own person as well. She was like, we all have our needs and wants as well again. She was like, but just say, like, if she has her needs and he wants it at the same time, I may want to go for a run, so that's like, there's no jealousy or no
Right.
interference,
Yeah.
because
Right.
we are all our own person, and we like to do different things at certain different times. So she's like, and they're both heterosexual, so I don't think they have sex at the same time. I didn't get that far into the video,
Well,
but
see, and I've actually talked to people in the life. So I'm telling you, when I feel like I can do something, I'm gonna go digging. I'm gonna go find something. So I'm like, now more so I'm trying to find a relationship to get into. But I've talked to people who are in it, and in fact, just this past week I was in Vegas and actually met this guy in the club who had
Oh, you turned on?
he had 2 girlfriends. Which really it wasn't. He had 2 girlfriends. His girlfriend had a girlfriend and a boyfriend. Because the other girl was not
Your
his girlfriend.
situation.
Yeah, so when I, like how I
Right.
had a boyfriend when I was in middle school.
Right.
Right,
She was
right,
like,
right.
this is my girlfriend, this is my boyfriend. Because she was about. She's like, I want a little bit of both. And she's like, they both understood it. They was all 3 in the club together. They was having a good time. So I was
Okay.
asking, like, I don't want to be nosy, but how does the sex work then? Do y'all have threesomes, or, how does this go? And she was like, no, because her girlfriend is strictly lesbian.
Oh, okay.
She was like, no. She's like, she don't want to mess around with him. And she's like, I'm pretty sure with him it'd be cool, like he wouldn't care.
Right.
But on her part, she don't want to do it. She's like,
It's just
so-
like double dipping. Like,
But I mean, if you could find you a couple people that's okay with it, and y'all set the boundaries and rules.
Yeah,
y'all good.
that's one of our biggest talking points is
yeah.
you have to have a clear understanding with everybody in the situation.
Right.
And
If us 4 were in it and she didn't know, we're all cheating on her.
No,
That's facts though.
So,
Hey, that's how it's gonna have to be, because I don't want to know.
But like you said you want to know. You don't want to get left
But
out.
yeah, that's why I can't do it, because like I'm gonna start thinking like,
I think it depends on
when
the
was
day
the last
with her.
time you messed with that person? Like,
But see, I don't want to know. I don't care what's going on. Leave me out of it.
I'm gonna start wanting to know too much, and then that's when I need.
See, and that's when your
See,
stomach starts to
I'm
turn.
like you.
I wouldn't
I
mind
like to
knowing.
know.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
mind
I
knowing.
feel like honestly, it's the best policy. I'd rather be open and honest with me. Because even before like I started trying to dig into the life, I was always that one, like, if I did fall in love with somebody and you cheated on me one time, okay, I'd rather you come up and tell me than me find out later on, because then I'm gonna be pissed because I'm like, you lied to me.
Because you feel
It's
like
not
you
that
look
you just
stupid
cheated,
in a
right?
way.
You betrayed me because you lied to me. Got me
No,
down
I
the
used to
streets,
tell my
feeling like
ex
that.
the truth, and he used to get so mad. Like, why would you tell me the truth? And
No,
I'm like,
yeah. See,
Because some people can and some people can't.
I'd rather you tell me the truth than lie to me, period.
that's where I'm by myself. I'd rather not know. Don't tell me if I'm happy
Well, don't ask.
and I don't know.
But sometimes in the back of your mind, you get that voice and you know something's wrong. And I'm not saying just blatantly come out and tell me. Don't come home one night and be like, babe, I got drunk last night and I cheated on you.
Okay.
Because I'll be pissed off. But if I
Okay.
got that feeling in the back
It's
of my
the
mind.
delivery.
No, if I ask you, okay, babe, what happened? That means I already got a feeling something happened. I just need you to tell me the truth.
Yeah.
Because if you was like, oh, nothing happened, me and the boys went out for some drinks, we went to the house, that was it. But later on, I come and find out you fucked 2 strippers in the back to a car, I'm be mad.
Yeah.
Now don't get mad at me because I'm setting shit on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a crazy one now.
I feel it.
I still don't want to know. I'd rather be in bliss and just let me.
But see, at that point, you're not in bliss because something is eating at the back of your mind saying,
But I don't have that
something's
though.
wrong.
I don't have.
He said, I just mind my business.
I
don't
don't
even
like. I
care.
really like.
So you push that feeling aside.
No, I don't have that feeling. I don't. Okay, you know how people will be like, I think all day long. Well, I'm sure most people they think.
This
I-
is Gemini.
I go hours
I'm a
without
Libra,
having
so
not
you already
one
know.
thought
in
go through my
maybe That's a
head.
man thing because I can
Yeah,
go
probably,
without
yeah.
a single thought in my brain. People
I
like,
don't think.
what are you thinking about? Nothing at all?
Like,
There
no,
is
No,
a tumbleweed in my
honestly, I
brain.
really feel like you guys do.
No,
But-
we do. I'm not lying.
I feel like what it is that you guys don't like the thought of it. So at the end of the day, it's like I'm gonna push it to the side, and then
I
No, that's what I'm
enjoy
saying. There's a
thinking
difference between
all day long.
because I'm gonna
I
bring
have a
that up
difference
if
between
I
my
feel it.
emotional side and my thinking side. My brain can be completely blank sometimes. There's
What?
nothing in it. I have tumbleweeds floating in the back of my brain somewhere. Like there's nothing there. Dusty
Never.
trail.
Yeah.
For hours on end. I could be watching TV with TikTok in my hand and completely zoned out and not know what the fuck is going on.
Like today,
Must be nice.
I was cleaning
I know. I
all
wish I
day
could do
today.
that. Ooh.
I was cleaning all day today. I had
was.
probably 3 thoughts go through my head
I
throughout
was
the entire
sleeping all
day.
day.
Yeah.
Damn.
Give me
I,
completely gone.
we don't. It's to me. It's not natural to be thinking all damn day.
I can't even not think when I'm sleeping. I'm just always, it's something.
no,
I be
see,
writing raps.
no. I
And
And see,
waking
if
up
I
like,
get too many thoughts in my head, I'm like, okay, something's wrong.
yeah.
thinking.
See, but and then on the flip side, like I said, I can go all day without a thought. But if I do happen to think of some random weird shit for whatever reason, yeah, I do suppress it because I know it's just a dumbass thought. It
What?
doesn't go past
Nah,
that.
see, I can't suppress it. I have to work. I'm like, where'd that thought
Yeah,
come from?
I gotta work
process
through it.
No,
Yeah.
no, like
I
I
do all day
don't,
long
I don't
whatever.
care. Like it'll be in my head. I'll think about it for a little bit. Depending on what it is, then I'm like, whatever. Let's
I
get
gotta
past
work
that.
through that process. I gotta figure out where that thought came from. Why is that thought there? That's when I get to overthink.
You start investigating
Yeah,
with your
where did it
mind.
come
huh?
from?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's where y'all start getting in trouble. That's why I be bliss, cause I don't.
I be in
So
trouble. I
not
be in
necessarily
distress.
that when I'm investigating with my mind, I'm gonna get upset about a thing. It's
Right,
just like I'm
'cause
trying to understand
Sometimes
what.
the thing I'm thinking of ain't nothing to be mad about. Sometimes it's just about me.
Exactly.
Sometimes I'm wondering who named the color blue blue?
Exactly.
So now I gotta go through my head. Well, they said BLU is who created the alphabet? That's where I go in my head.
So you have a train of thoughts
Yes.
that takes. I could get with that.
But it starts off with a random spark. Like,
See, I
that,
can.
okay.
Yeah, I can get with that. But I'm talking about as far as what I'm pretty sure, especially this one's thinking about, is it's
I'm always
always
thinking,
it's
boy.
something and it becomes a problem. It's a problem. Like me,
That's
I
called
don't
like
think
learned helplessness.
That's what I said. I separate my
No,
emotions from my
oh,
brain
boy.
because my emotions do that.
Right, exactly.
My emotions will eat at me like something is wrong with that relationship, whether it's friendship, family, relationship, dating wise. It's something my heart will be like something's wrong there. We gotta fix that. Now my brain will be like Tweety Bird. My heart like no focus. We need to figure out what's going on. My brain's like nah, I'm good. That's on you.
See, and that's a good way to be. It's really fun and spontaneous.
I guess.
But I tell you, I get the most random. I spent about a good hour today trying to figure out why penis is curved.
Can't help you there, buddy.
You know, that's a good question.
Why do you know some people got a curve, some people don't.
Because they gotta have.
I
they
spent
need
that
that.
hour Googling just that. I mean, I figured out my answer, but
What's the answer? Enlighten us.
Depends on what leg they put it to.
no, because they was like they really was like there's no direct answer on why. They was like sometimes it's
It's
like you
just
said,
genetic.
depending on where you push it to on the side. Sometimes it's because like the curve comes from when your penis fills with blood to get hard. The
It goes
valves
to
or
one-
whatever don't fully feel on one side. That's why it curves. So like sometimes it's because you don't suppress it to that side so much it don't feel on that side. Or there's like sometimes it's the way you masturbate. I was like, oh shit, okay, well.
Who masturbates at a right angle?
It's like depending on how your grip might be tighter on one side than the other. I'm like, that's
Do you
weird.
feel like
You
it
need
all
to-
depends on your dominant hand?
Probably. I mean, I guess because I feel the only way you could squeeze tighter is by your fingers. So if you're left, it would curve to the right. If you're right, it would curve to the left, maybe.
Whatever
guess.
you're doing, keep doing it.
I'm like, I mean, I appreciate the curves, but I mean,
Right.
I haven't witnessed the curve, so you know, I'm not in that topic.
right on that.
I don't even want to talk about this topic anymore.
It is so
But see, that's where my
fun.
brain goes to. And then I had to go to, after I figured out why it curves, I had to go to, well, do people with a curve feel like insecure? Like, is that like something that you feel insecure about?
I would imagine
Don't.
they do.
Don't.
See, but
Right. And they did an interview with a couple of guys, and a couple of guys, like, growing up, they did, because it's never talked
Oh.
about, it's not in porn. But then because they got older, they feel like everybody loves it. I was like, yeah. Like,
Yeah,
just.
it's cool.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm with it.
But real quick, I think it is so fun how we can continually switch to what teams we're on. Me and her are like, I don't give a fuck about a curve.
Yeah.
And then it leaves me and him, man shit.
Right.
But
We're
yeah.
not biased here.
No, we're all over the place. And
But
this
that's
is
why I do it, so you get a little bit of everybody's perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So, I mean, this is totally off topic, but I've been wanting to ask.
Off topic.
Yeah, even more off topic. So, as a straight male, I'm sure you know we get asked the question, what would you do if your children are gay? Right? I don't care, honestly. Like, if they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. I'm not going to hate them for whatever reason. But how would you two living your life and like going through what you guys go through, if you went through anything, how would you feel about it?
So for me, I wouldn't wish it on anybody because yes, now I'm accepted and I love me and I'm free. But like you said, I had to go through a lot to get to that point.
Right.
And I actually recently made a TikTok. It was a TikTok that was like, if your suicide attempt would have worked, how long ago would it be since we lost you? I did think about taking my life. I actually tried it a long time ago. Glad it failed.
Right.
But
Me
that's
too.
just one of the dark places that I ended up in because of who I love and who I'm attracted to. And it's not something I willingly chose. It was just something that it is what it is. But at that time, there was so much negative thrown on me and I didn't see the love or the light at the end of the tunnel at the time.
Right.
And there are some people that go through that and don't make it out.
Right.
So I wouldn't wish it on anybody. But I mean, if they are, it is what it is.
Right.
The only thing that I always said, I'm not gonna have a problem with, but they can call me transphobic again, I don't care. But if my child came out, like, I've always wanted a son. So if I have a son and I name him Tyrone III, and he grows up and like, Dad, I want to be a woman.
I'm
I'm
Cecilia.
still gonna call you Tyrone III. I'm gonna love you to the
Aw.
fullest,
And I
but
agree.
you're always going to be Tyrone III to me.
Right.
I'm sorry.
But what about Caitlyn? What if they just walked around like Bruce? I don't care, Bruce.
His family should be able to do
one of
that.
his sons does. One of his sons has said on a few interviews, like, before my dad changed, I would call him up like, hey, Big Pops. Like, to this day, I still call him and say, hey, Big Pops. I'm like, just because you changed, my love for you doesn't change.
Right.
So why does what I call you have to change?
Right.
I'm always gonna love you. I'm always gonna have your back and be there for you. But at the same time, you're always
See,
gonna be Tyrone III.
Okay.
and then this is where I think Janelle or Jay should step in. Whatever. I think this is where she should step in and tell her, because I know you have something to say.
Oh yeah. Cause going back to him, like, I grew up with my brother,
Right.
you know,
Right.
going through that whole phase, and I never understood why my mom and them were so accepted to him and not me.
Mm-hmm.
But then along and then again, like, you know, I learned to come out and just tell the truth. than just trying to deny it and all that stuff. Because honesty is the key to everything.
Right.
Yeah.
So like he said, like if I had a son and they wanted to be trans, yeah, you'll still be my son to me, but I will respect you in public. I will respect you but when we're at home, you're gonna be, you know, the name I gave you, you know?
And at the same time, I don't agree with a lot of these people letting their kids transition.
But that's only if my son will allow me to, though.
The transition and early stuff is
right. I'm like, that's what's getting me because at the age of like 9 or 10, they're trans now.
No.
At 9 or 10, I wasn't even thinking about sex
Right.
or what I wanted to be. I mean, growing up, I loved playing with my female cousins. We used to make dances up in the garage. I used to live in a la la land, so I loved hanging with my female cousins. I really didn't like football and sports.
Look, not to cut you off, but like how you were talking about earlier, how they're putting it in cartoons and stuff now. It's like pushed more on children now, so now they're thinking about it more earlier.
But then again, do you feel like people are born that way though?
No, because my cousin, look, Nene, I love you. Because
she can give all the names.
Listen, she cool. I knew since we were like younger, like she used to tell me like, "Shut up, don't tell nobody." Like, and I'm like, "I got you. I ain't gonna tell nobody."
I used to say that to my sister all
for
the
real.
time.
I'm like, "We see you okay." I want to write in cursive and I want to play with like little Polly Pockets, and she's like, "We're outside smoking grass and like we're rapping." Like, no, that's not what we're doing. So I just knew when we were younger, like, we're so different. Her favorite color was blue, mine was pink. Like, she used to have me outside thugging. So I was like, you're gay. Like, I just knew it. And then in 6th grade, she got a girlfriend. And then I was like, yeah, I got your back.
I don't know.
I just knew. And then I had a sister, too. And she had this boob phone. Like, it was like 2 boobs and you pick it up. Yeah. She was cool. She was lit. But she was for sure, like, it was no girl, nothing in her body. She was a nigga. For real.
But see, I'm like, it's just for me, the early transitioning thing is the only thing I really have a problem with the trans thing.
Yes.
Like, now,
so my niece did a great job at that. Or my cousin, she did a great job at
Union's
that.
daughter. Okay, I understand y'all want to go ahead and support her. I get it.
They did that for a statement.
Me, I wouldn't have done it so openly out in public.
Oh, that turned out.
It would have been like, because you're so young.
It died.
If you want to be a girl or whatever, okay, but you're not going to do this till you're older. But if you want to come home and you want to run around in dresses and stuff, do you.
Right.
But why put it out there so young? Because this might be something like, you might not want to fully transition. You just might be a feminine man. There are men out there who like wearing female clothes. You could be one of those, but I'm not going to be like, okay, we're going to get you on hormones tomorrow.
Right.
See, and that's the thing. That's where I feel it's not, I don't want to say not safe, but it's not. Adults are giving children more information than what they need or want.
Well, children are getting more than they need or want from the interwebs.
Yeah, the social media, but
parents
that's
aren't being parents.
They're not allowing them to be kids.
Yeah, because there was a lot of things going on that we didn't quite understand as kids, and our parents didn't let us understand as kids.
We didn't even understand
but
the
then when we
jokes
get
that was being said on
but
the
as
cartoons.
adults, you'd be like, that's what that was. Really?
Yeah.
Because the Lion King had a bunch of sex shit, and we was like, Pinja?
Crazy stuff, yeah.
Okay, we was just, they didn't tag. As I'm like, oh, she on top again, okay.
Yeah, that. But my reference is, did y'all see that one video where it was a white? It was a gay girl couple or a lesbian couple, and they adopted a little boy or something like that. And within the baby was just a baby, like months old, and they put colors on the floor and told the baby, or had the baby crawl to a color, and the baby crawled to pink, and they're like, he wants to be a girl now, so they just started dressing him in girl clothes, and this and this, and that's what I mean by too much information for not needed.
Because you can even do that now when you have a baby. You don't have to put a sex on the birth certificate.
That's I don't agree with
because
that.
They say a lot of people feel like, oh well, I don't know what my kid wants to be when they grow up, so why put a sex? Why mark that down as a male or female when I might have had a son, but my son might grow up to be my daughter. So why start off that?
But that's
why
where
even
I
plant
feel
that seed?
That's what I'm saying. I feel like when they do that, they are planning for that to happen, and they're going to push them to do that.
Kids' head
They're not allowing them to have a choice when they
exactly
right.
And I feel like you should always have a choice.
And here's the thing too, because They
Like,
wanna
just leave
say-
the birth certificate blank. Don't even name the kid then.
I used to always hear the
Just-
thing,
yeah.
gay parents raise gay kids. Which
Yeah.
I never understood because I'm like, where did I come from then? Because I had 2 straight parents. So I don't get that. But now my thing is,
I mean,
you guys
they
are
gotta start
so,
somewhere.
Right. But I'm like, now you guys are so, oh, you don't want to offend anybody. You're not even giving the child a sex at birth. When they don't understand nothing that's going, they don't understand why the hell they just got born, period. They don't understand nothing.
Yeah.
So
Right.
like I said, you're already planting a seed in their head.
People-
to later
some
on when
people
they get
are
to thinking
groomers.
about stuff. Right.
And people don't talk about that.
I'm like, I feel like in that case, like I said, they're groomers.
Yeah.
It came out a girl, but you're really hoping that that girl grows up and wants to be a boy. So why mark down that it's a girl right now when I can try to start getting her like in trucks and stuff,
Yeah.
and she gonna put boy.
We're gonna make her crawl to blue.
Right.
No, and that's like really, honestly, just fucked up in general because you're not, like you said, you're not giving the kid a chance to be who he or she is supposed to be.
Right.
Right.
You're changing his or her
Identity.
objective and identity right away, and that's really fucked up because it's like you don't know what this person could become, but you're stopping it. Like,
Right.
for whatever reason. And it's usually a malicious reason. Whether they say it or not, it's malicious.
It is, and then you're gonna cause a lot of issues when they do grow up because now you
confusion.
like, oh well, as a kid you wanted to be a girl, when now they're like, no, like I'm a boy.
Yeah.
So now you're causing this confusion inside their heads, and that's gonna cause a depression. Then you want to get them on medication for depression because you caused it.
Yeah.
You're the one who confused them to begin with. Where if you would have just let them be a kid to grow up to be who they wanted to be, a lot of problems could have been solved. And I feel like a lot of people are being forced in one direction or another, and it's causing a lot of people not to make it because instead of just trying to push through and fight for it, they rather just like, you know what, forget it, and it's becoming a bigger problem. But they don't want to talk about what caused the problem. They're just like, oh, there's a lot of people committing suicide, but why?
A lot of parents don't understand that they need to communicate with their kids at a young age.
A lot of
Understand.
people's first toxic relationship is with their parents.
No, for real.
Yeah.
Right. So I do have other questions.
Okay.
Shoot.
So, what really I want to start with a statement is, just because you're straight doesn't mean you have to be uncomfortable around not straight people.
Right.
I'm, again, super straight. He is not, she is not. I'm still confused on what she is, but so,
Before we're going to, if you're gay, please don't be out here hitting on me straight, man, because you're making it bad look for the rest of us. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's what
and
makes them uncomfortable.
yeah, and a one from right here is pretty dangerous doing that.
Yeah.
And then they get mad at y'all. Leave them mad
Yeah,
alone.
exactly. But like,
Same goes for these lesbians as well.
right, there's lines you cannot cross. But I just want to say that because, like I said, like there's no reason for me to be uncomfortable with this man. Regardless, like, I've been tattooing him for a few years. We're cool. He's here with us right now, so we
Them
got
have
some kind of
naked
relationship.
tattoos.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And I be asking him all kinds of questions, not because I'm curious, but because I'm curious. Some things I just want to know, like,
Right.
what do you do when this situation happens, or whatever the case may be. There's no reason to be uncomfortable with it just because you're not attracted to it. It's just a knowledge thing at that point, and I'm sure,
Yeah.
like, even she's my friend. I've known her for most of my life. I've been wanting to ask her questions. I just haven't had a chance yet.
People are just afraid.
Ask away, bro.
Yeah,
Ask
People are
away.
afraid
But-
of what they don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And they ask, some people ask questions and they want to pretend like they're grossed out about it and stuff like that. And that's not what we're here for.
Right.
But like, another reason why I don't ask her all the questions I want to ask, because being a straight male asking a lesbian or a bisexual questions, especially when it's women, and that's what I'm attracted to, it automatically comes off a little bit creepy. But I'm not here to be creepy. I just want
It
to
all
know
comes off creepy
sometimes.
depending on how well you know the person. Like
Yes.
you've known her most of your life. That wouldn't come off as creepy.
No, yeah,
No,
and how you
I
say
feel
it.
like
Because
the
if I
way that
ask
you
you,
approach the question
Right.
and
Yeah.
how you say
because
it.
if I ask you like this, so what are you doing? It's gonna be a problem.
If I didn't know you, yes. But since I know you, like,
Just walk up behind you. Hey, little mama, let me whisper in.
let me see what you're working with.
Spicy.
Tell me what you be doing, girl. But no, if you're gonna ask because you want to know. Don't ask if you don't want to know, because that will get you in a weird predicament. And
Yeah.
just have your boundaries with what you want to know and what you tell the other person and stuff like that. You don't have to be weird about it. I have so many straight friends that when I tell them, like, because I've told them about some conversations we've had, and they're like, "You be da 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 da." Yeah, because I want to know. Like, half of it is funny for one, And for the other half, it's just knowledge. It's
Being
just funny. Like
comfortable
there's
with your masculinity.
exactly, and that's
Right.
another thing. I am
Yeah.
fairly comfortable. It doesn't bother me. I know what I like. I know what I do. It's not a problem. So y'all need to just have a open mind and a better understanding of yourself and the next person before you keep being weird about it.
Right.
Right.
No, 100%.
So Janelle, how do you eat pussy? I'm playing.
Right, teach me some things because I
Right.
just don't get it.
You know, I could show you better than I could tell you.
Right.
Well
That-
then.
right. That was a good one.
Podcast after dark.
Right.
Right.
Doo-doo. Wait, do I got a sound for that? No, I don't. No, I don't.
That one is
That was not it. We'll try. I'll try to get one. But so
No, I can tell you the common questions I do get asked.
that
though,
would be interesting.
Okay.
What's that?
is how do lesbians have sex?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
What is your? Okay, 2 questions. What is the real answer, the one that you usually get, and what is like something you can make up to just fuck the other person up?
I never, honestly, I'm an honest person, so I just tell them what it is.
No, for real, 'cause
So what do they do?
What do you do?
Come on, you can't be shy now.
I'm not shy.
Baby voice is blushing.
I'm not shy or anything to answer the question because I get asked a lot. I played softball. I've been on a lot of teams with a lot of straight girls that always ask the same question. So I'm used to answering this. I say it's the same as hetero. The reason for that is the only difference is we just don't have a penis. We have
Right.
our hand. So the interpart
Or a
is
strap.
or a strap. But without the strap, I have no complaints.
So, okay, I'm gonna let you finish.
So I just recently heard about the backpack from the lesbians. You got a backpack?
Woo, do you have
No,
one?
but I did have a duffel
I've
bag at
seen
the
one.
time.
I've
Okay,
seen
okay.
Jennifer's backpack.
And I kept it.
Jennifer. from
Jennifer
Jenny
had a
from the block.
backpack.
And I
Yeah.
had a shoebox at one point.
Okay.
So my question is, so you've used the strap.
Yeah.
Do you pretend? Is it yours? Do you be,
Do you own it?
yeah. Do
You know, you gotta own it.
Do
I
you-
mean, if you gonna strap it on there, you gotta own
No,
it.
he's
Like,
like, when you in there, do you like my dick?
Yeah,
Take
exactly,
my
yeah.
dick, or you just be like, do you like it? Like,
I seen a stud that was sending dick pics and it was her strap.
That's
see, I
She
can't.
said-
I don't do that. You know. I
That's
don't be
extreme.
on it.
Y'all want it raw? Like,
that's a bit extreme.
No. Yeah,
I don't know, that's what I've heard.
because it's not me personally. It's not mine. It's not connected. You know.
Right.
But if I
Okay.
want to put it on, yeah, I'll own it.
I mean,
But I'm not gonna talk to him that way. Like
I be
I'm more of
thinking-
like a sweet talker.
I be thinking some
I'm gonna
studs
make love
forget.
to you.
Some
Okay.
studs forget that they have a period and they be like, oh,
Whoa.
every month, like, oh shit.
look, I went
No,
to
no.
not San Diego. I went to Long Beach Pride one year, and I was just dancing, having a good time. And they were having like some type of twerk contest or something. So I was in the front row, we were dancing and stuff. The guy on stage stopped playing music and was like, "This is Pride. Well, why is everybody like male, female, female? I need niggas on niggas and bitches on bitches." The whole time I thought it was a dude behind me until I turned around and there was a short stud behind me. But I felt something. That's why I thought it was a dude. I'm like, she had a whole strap on walking around in Pride because I know what I felt.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that one up, dog.
Hey.
So,
Wow, it was hers.
It wasn't shit.
no, for real, my cousin, she knew somebody that actually wore around.
Yeah, they
Like
walk
this all
around
the
with
time?
it.
Yeah, but the reason for that is because she was all like, I want to know how it feels because she was going to transition
okay.
into being
That
a man.
makes
That makes sense.
You know, so that kind of makes sense because you want to get used to
Yeah,
like
get used to
something
walking
between
around
your
with it.
Yeah. What
legs.
side you want the curve on?
Yeah, me personally, I don't want nothing between my legs
right.
unless I'm doing it.
With trust me, I can break it out.
Right. Just at the
know?
moment.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, I like head. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That was another question I was gonna ask. Like, because are you usually the boy in the relationship?
Yes, most definitely. But if you're not gonna receive, then what are we doing here?
Right. You're not gonna give, you're not gonna receive. I feel
I got
that.
another question. Do your girl suck your strap?
No,
That's
no,
a
no,
great
no.
question.
Because I've heard some people out here
Yeah.
sucking on straps.
Yeah.
You know,
like that question.
I'm gonna be honest. I really haven't got that far with everything.
I'm still beginning.
I was in a relationship for 5 years, so this was my actual first time being single.
Do they just stick it in the girl's mouth, or she just grab it? Like,
I mean, if me personally, if I'm in that, and like I'm gonna own it,
you just gonna stick it
I'm
in
gonna
your
pull it
mouth?
out and stick it in. I ain't even gonna lie.
Pull it out and stick it in.
You gonna taste it?
Oh man.
Okay.
We
got our
Hey, she said when I'm in the moment, I'm in the moment.
Hey, I got a role to play and I do it well.
Right, she understood that.
Oh boy.
Man, that is so
I got
funny.
an A+ on that one.
Oh my gosh. Did you have
Probably the only A+ I've seen.
Did you ever have a time where you were like, I should dress like a girl or dress like a boy? Like, was that like a decision? Because sometimes I feel like I be dressing like a boy, but that don't mean nothing.
I actually struggled with that my whole life.
Yeah.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, I tried on wearing my brother's clothes. I got beat for it, you know. All right, let me take that back. I didn't get beat, but you know, like I got whooped for it. Cause it's like back then, you know, you grow up in like old school ways, where I grew up in the church, where girls wear girls' clothes, boys wear boys.
Right, or it's blasphemy.
Yeah, girls play with girls' clothes and all that.
Churches are creepy.
Yeah, I always struggled with that, and now I want to say when I turned 16, 17, or actually I lied, our sophomore year of
Like 14.
high school, yeah. I started wearing cargos because at the end of the day, like I was like, you know what, if I'm
Them
gonna
damn
own
cargos. Everybody at our high
Fuck
school
it.
is wearing cargos.
because I
Or
tried
skinny
on.
jeans.
Oh,
I was
boy.
tired of hiding. I was tired of hiding myself. So then, if I was comfortable wearing my guy clothes out in public, what I did was I made a promise to my grandma. Every family function, or we go out together, yeah, I dress like a girl, wear my hair down for her. But she knew when I was at school or with my friends, I dressed a different way.
Right.
But I only did that because it was my grandma, you know?
Right.
But she
We
understood.
gotta do little different things for grandma. Grandma's got stuff.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
Yep.
grandma has a special
Especially the old
place in her
school
heart.
grandmas.
Right.
Facts. 'Cause, you know, they can't help it. That's how they grew up.
Yeah.
You know, you can't judge them for how they, because then their parents grew up, you know, like,
Right.
so it's just how we grew up in a way.
And that's nothing I looked into because most of, especially in the black community, most of the homophobic things that are beat into us generation after generation after generation actually did start with slavery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in a lot of like Native American tribes or even back
Native
in
American.
African tribes, being gay was actually seen as being more spiritual and in tune with God because you actually had the spirit of both sexes. You understood both sides of the story. So they were considered holy and worshipped. It wasn't until slavery kicked in where, you know, they came over with the European standards on what you're supposed to do, because that's when everything changes. And then they would actually bring the slaves over, and one of the first things they would do is take the biggest men, strap them to a pole, and do what they call buck breaking, where white masters would go strap you down in front of you, all the women and the other men, and rape you repeatedly, and sometimes they would actually die while they were raping.
Because that hurt your booty
So
hole.
that would make
I don't
you
know how
actually-
y'all do it.
And that was actually just making them submit, because after you've seen this big man go through this, you don't want that to happen to you. You don't want that to happen to your
Sure
kids.
don't, sure
So you're going to fall
don't.
in line. So that's what they were taught. We weren't taught that it was wrong. We were taught that you need to fall in line.
Right.
The dick ever go in the wrong hole and it just make you be like, you feel like you're finna die.
Who you
I'm
asking?
like, I only got one hole.
I'm just telling, that's the story. That's fact. It's the worst thing.
I mean,
I don't know how
So I'm
people
like, that's what
really.
said. You can't fault the old generations because that's what it's been already installed into them.
Right.
Passed down.
Right.
That's
I
sad.
feel that. You gonna say something?
oh,
You
She's
started.
waiting for the next question.
Yeah, exactly.
Next.
no, I was going back to what she was saying.
Y'all, this chocolate cake is calling my name.
She has not stopped staring that way
Since
forever.
we sat down to record.
Man,
Listen.
she's trying to leave us while we having this great conversation.
No, I'm chilling. This is cool. This is perfect because my cousin, she just really had a hard time growing up, like figuring out if she wanted to dress like a boy or if she wanted to dress like a girl. And I think that she was trying to please other people. But I wanted to go back to the fact that it's like really in you, not on you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's really from birth.
No,
that people.
And that's why, like I said, she was struggling to figure out if she wanted to dress like a boy or a girl, and she's pleasing other people.
Yeah.
That's why coming out is such a hard thing to do, because you're not only coming out to your family and friends, you're doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're finally accepting who you are. You're not trying to hide it or please other people.
Exactly.
And that's why a lot of people, when they're forced out the closet, they commit suicide, because you have to be mentally prepared for this. You have to be like, okay, they might not understand, so I might lose everything.
No.
When you come out, it's literally that breaking point of, I have to do this now or I'm going to lose it all.
So
No, for real.
I have a question because I heard that a lot of people, to get in the industry, they have to do some gay things, right? This has been some conspiracies going on, right?
The Illuminati.
Yep.
Yeah, so is
We
that
on my
for
favorite
that, like,
topic.
no, for real, like, is that for the fact that it's blackmail? Like, if this ever comes out, your
Ooh, that's
career
a
is
good
over.
That's a good question, because I mean,
Because now that
a lot of people don't want nobody to find out, because even though it is widely out there and it is spread out and supposedly more accepted now, it's still a stigma.
Yeah.
And people
Right.
don't want to be seen as a certain way. And once, especially like I said, in the industry, once you're seen a certain way, you're labeled that. You're pushed
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah.
Because, like, have you guys heard Taja Call? Taja Call
I've
is an
heard the name.
amazing singer, dancer, performer. He's amazing. He auditioned for American Idol a long time ago. But because he's openly gay, nobody has ever heard of him. So what he did was he took stuff to YouTube. He used to go doing flash mobs in Target. Then he started doing like Disney parodies. Now he's touring the world doing his own shows. He puts on full-blown performances. He has a couple albums out. He even did an album during the quarantine. And he's really talented, but because he tried out for a show, really, I mean, I think the first gay person was, oh my gosh, what's the white dude's name that beat Ruben Studdard?
I don't know why I was thinking Ruben Studdard.
Yeah, well, he beat Ruben Studdard. I'm like, it was him, but I'm like, usually shows like that, they go for an image.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
And when you audition, like, that's what kind of like the voice a little bit better, because yeah, you made the show, you got your voice out there before they even knew who you were.
Right.
Yeah.
But when he auditioned, nobody knew who he was, because like I said, in the industry, it's still looked down on.
Right.
Well,
So, you were again about to add something.
honestly, we're on a whole different topic now.
Oh, okay.
Because it was going to go back to the boho thing.
go back to it. That's okay.
Because
Because I was gonna say, let's go give her a raise. Y'all got any questions for me? But we'll talk about butthole. Go for it.
Yeah. Who wants to skip butthole?
But
I do, because I don't like the butt thing.
You don't like the butt thing?
No.
Okay, so
'cause
what
I-
happened? Yeah, go.
I was actually in the middle of it, and my ex, she slipped up, and I was like, "Oh, we gotta stop."
Yeah.
It was a big turnoff for me, because me personally, at the time, now I'm open to it, but at the time,
You were a child.
It was a surprise.
it was a surprise. I believe
That's the
that's the
worst.
exit only.
That's
you
the
know.
worst.
But now, come on, little butt ate now a little bit. I wouldn't mind it.
Well, see, and it's different for men and women too, because most of y'all sexual nerves are in your vagina.
Okay, so let me ask you about that because
Right, I'm like, for men,
I've been
our
trying to stick my
prostate
finger up there,
is in
right?
the- okay, see now, you gotta be careful with that.
See, but also she's supposed to be dealing with straight men.
That's why you gotta be careful with that.
Because, but the ones, some of them let me do
right,
it.
I said the straight men, like I said, super straight men, might punch you in the eye.
Yeah. Nah.
The ones that's a little curious might let you slide a finger in it.
I don't know
I got
about
about
that.
3 of them.
Okay, wait. So you say that super straight and you say curious. So what is your breaking point to straight to?
I'm
At
gonna
least
ask you the same
bisexual.
question I always
Okay,
ask somebody.
so for me, somebody who's super straight, like I said, they want no involvement with another man sexual.
Right.
Period.
Right.
That's the ones I'm not even doing a threesome with another man. We do a threesome with another woman, not another man.
Right.
No other dicks coming in this room but his. You go anywhere near his asshole, like say he might punch you in the eye.
Right.
Like he's gonna get an uppercut real quick. Like, oh, I'm sorry. It
He's
was
a little
reflex.
boring to me.
Who? What?
I mean, don't get me wrong, because they might be really, really interested to do all kinds of stuff, but
No.
they might use a couple of toys on you, but don't you use it on them.
But and then I don't know, cause
Boring.
when I was in college, I had a chance to talk to a few people that were from Canada.
Canadian bacon.
Canadians, but they're from Canada. And one of the guys, actually quite a few of them, said they like it when their girl plays with her butthole. Why they're,
Right,
you know.
but see, there's
Quite a
difference
few of them
between the
like
two.
it
That's
with
why I
me
say they're a
too.
little curious. Because the same effect that you can get with a finger in your butthole, you get the same thing from rubbing the tank behind the balls. You don't have to go nowhere near the asshole. The male prostate is located about this far in the male ass.
Okay.
But it's located right behind the balls. That's why
Is it that separation? Like that's your little G spot right there?
the
The little,
gooch, the gooch. So
Put me
what
up.
I tell some people is nobody ever really pays attention to it unless you kind of like playing around down there. But right before a man comes, that part will swell up.
Yeah.
Because it's your prostate swelling up. That's the same pleasure, like I said, for me, when a nigga hit my spot, that's the prostate. The only difference is he went in and hit it. For someone who's straight, you could do the same thing by rubbing in that spot when it swell up behind the balls. It's the same thing. The only difference is
gonna
you
try it.
might not get punched.
Ladies, are you guys taking notes?
Right.
Because
Trying.
most men like they, I'm gonna say most men, some men like they balls up. They might want you to lick them a little bit. So it's not that far, just to lift up the balls and rub that right there. You ain't in dangerous territory. Now if you go past that,
That's where I be trying to go.
you in danger,
Trying to
girl.
explore, Dora the
And that's why I
Explorer.
say I'm not sure what she is because she was.
Okay,
So are
now
you sure you don't want a bisexual
I
guy?
had a friend, right? I don't know what, I told you something. So I had a friend
Do everything
that
with me.
would test men by
See,
trying to
yeah,
slide
fuck
stuff
that.
down
Tester.
there.
I'm a
And
tester.
for the most part, most men would stop her. She was okay with that. She didn't want to continue.
Yeah.
She would just try with a finger and see how far they let her go. And I told her, I was like, you want to stop that because one day you're going to run into one and he going to let you go there. And she ran into one.
Yeah.
And she wasn't prepared for that and freaked her the fuck out. She didn't
Oh,
talk
that
to him
freaked
no
me
damn
out.
more.
That freaked me out.
So I'm like,
So why even do
What
it?
is your problem? Is the question.
Yeah,
So why do it?
That's
I was
not
like,
I just be
fun.
trying to see how
and then when she
far I
described to me
can
what
go.
happened, I was like, like I'm gonna tell her the story later. I'm just gonna give her name. So
We gonna
when
call her Tabitha.
okay, so when Tabitha was in this situation, she was like, she put her finger down there to see how far he would let her go. And this man leaned back on the bed and grabbed between his knees. I was like, he's done it before.
Yeah, he put his legs up.
He opened up for you. He knew what
Yeah.
the routine was. He knew what was going down.
Oh boy, did that for you too.
Right. He's been there before. He knew what was coming.
What?
Anytime. You probably could.
The first time
You
he wanted
probably
to
could
act
tell
like he
when
wanted to
women, when somebody wants to open up, they grab behind their knees
Yeah,
and they
and
pull it
lift
to
them
their
legs
chest.
up.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
You know that move,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
So anybody who does that, they know what's coming next. She's like, she slid her finger up in there. He came and said it was amazing. She's like, she freaked out when it cleaned up, and she ain't never talked to that man again.
She's a weenie.
But I'm like, and when she came to tell me the story, I laughed in her face, and she was like, "Don't laugh at me." I was like, "I told you, stop testing these because you're gonna run into one that's
So how? So question do you see? How
Yeah.
far would you go?
How far? What?
I'm sorry.
I
Like,
nigga
you
asked me to
said.
use a toy on him. I agreed, but I just didn't. I'm not gonna buy it.
Oh, so that's
Now,
that
when
was
you
I
get a
was
toy
getting
by a
at,
toy,
like
there's all
using a
kinds of
toy
toys.
and stuff.
Yeah,
There's
I'm with
one
it though.
that
I'm with
vibrates
all
and
of that
uses
as long as it's with me.
What?
As long as it's with me, I'm with all that. Now, yeah, that's what I'm gonna say.
You don't know what the hell you want.
Which
Yeah, no, I just like a
she's
person
just
that's
open.
open to a lot of
She
things.
ain't really figured out what she like and what she don't like yet. You never know until you try it.
I'm just open to
No,
a
for
person
real.
that is open to a lot of things too. I don't want no boring person in bed. Like I don't want him to be like no.
But why is being super straight boring?
I'm a dominant person. I want him to do everything that I
You
want
could be
him to do.
dominant, but still don't make or do anything to his back region.
No, that's fun. That's fun.
That is not fun.
It's fun to me.
Now, again, you gotta be careful going back there. It's a lot of things that go on back there.
He might leave.
So for one,
Or he gonna
you
fuck
gotta
you
make
up.
sure.
Yeah.
No, even if he lets you do it,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta make sure
It's
that
a
is
domination
right.
type thing. I
You
just
gotta
want to
make
do
sure
it.
he know how to clean up correctly. Because
Yes.
I mean, I got some straight men out here talking about washing their ass
Yeah.
is gay. So you gotta make sure he know how to
Yeah,
clean
no,
his
no,
ass.
definitely for sure.
I got a story for that.
You need to make sure you got plenty of lube on hand. Lube is
No, I
you
use a
never
little
have
bit of
too
the
much-
spit from these balls.
Girl, now if he can go in there with spit, he is really experienced.
And yeah, real
Because I've been doing this for a few years, and nigga, I still need some lube.
He said, I don't want this way.
Then I'm like, with the lube, ain't no lube. Oh, you better go to the stove. Don't you spit on that.
I'm finding out more about him than I ever knew.
Who's him? This one?
Mm-mm.
Oh, your friend.
him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you put me on game.
Now, I've taken anywhere from the biggest I had was about 12
Ooh.
down to about a 7 with a nice curve on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I still need lube.
Yeah.
Because what you're not about to do is split me in half.
12?
Oh, yeah, that's amazing. It's all up in there. Now, the first time, yes. The first
Now
time,
you just be
that look on your face.
farting on the next day. Booty just loose.
I don't know.
How do you
that-
prevent that?
The asshole is a muscle, girl. It's just all the time.
Jesus.
Yeah, what I will say is I hate the men out there who think that their size can compensate for their stroke game. No, just because it's big don't mean you ain't got to know how to stroke. Don't do that to yourself
Yeah.
because that'll get you XL real quick too.
Yeah.
You was a waste of space for me.
I had a big person feel like they was about to stab my fucking lungs out. I hated it.
Man, the stroke is definitely a factor.
Yeah.
Some people like size doesn't matter. It does, and it doesn't.
Hmm.
But stroke also matters.
Yeah. But anyways, I like to play with niggas' booty holes.
Don't.
And we're back.
Any other questions?
And we're back. Oh my God.
But I don't want him to be gay.
But you do.
No, that's the thing though. There are some men out there who consider themselves straight, but like their logic to it is
They're with me. It's a
their
woman doing it.
No, there's woman doing it for one. For
Suck
two,
that ass.
the male prostate is our G spot.
Yeah,
They
that's
like
what I
it's
was
not
trying to
my
tell him.
fault. It's located in my ass.
God made you like that. Don't you ever forget it.
Okay, but see, hell man.
You know what? Now I got a question. See now I need some trans friends because now I got a question. So because the male G spot is their prostate and it's located in the ass. I know for like when you go female to male, they take the clit to extend it so it becomes the head so they can still have sexual sensations.
Right.
And I know for
I'm talking about right, like I know.
right for
I knew that.
for a male to female, they basically split the penis in half
And they
tuck
fold it in, yeah.
and the head becomes now the clit.
Right.
But my question is, do they now have two sensitive spots as
No, because
female?
I would feel like
Because
you
now
would
have your-
lose feeling like that. Like
no, because your clit, your head now became your clit, so now that's tucked away in your vagina, but you still have a prostate. So now do you still have two nerve endings
They're
that
on.
still are sexual pleasure points?
they're lit. They have to. They're lit.
Oh,
Look at
I
them.
don't know.
But so when they get the surgery, do they open up that area to get to the prostate so you
No.
can have the inside feeling?
No, but I'm saying your prostate is already there.
But what I'm saying is like if you how I would imagine if it were to be folded in, it will be folded in more so towards the front.
No, because
You know what I mean?
So you would still have a prostate.
my
and
brain has a train that needs to follow. So I actually looked it up and I watched the videos. So when they did it, like I said, they split it. They opened it all up and stuff, took out some veins and all kind of extra shit.
Yeah.
But when they tucked it back in, it tucked in and upward, like towards your belly button.
That's what I mean. It would
But your
be towards the
prostate
front.
is
It's towards the
down
back.
behind
That's
the
what I'm
balls,
saying. So
right?
you wouldn't
See,
even
now
touch
you
it,
have
right?
two
That's what I'm saying. So you
G-spots.
have two G spots now, right?
Period.
I get.
Because their head is now your clit, so that's one G spot. But now you still have your prostate.
Well, your G spot is your
We'll
clit,
answer
or
that
no?
question down below.
For women, your G spot is your clit.
Yeah.
I was always learned that it was inside, like behind
Shit,
you.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't fuck women, so I don't know.
I'm like, I don't know
Okay,
if it's
so
our
from
clit.
my experience, since y'all been able to tell your experience,
Go for it.
From my experience, for the women, I'm using my hand because that's the only way I know how to demonstrate.
I gotta find it real
Yeah,
quick.
you in a little bit and then curve, and it's like right where the pelvis bone is like right there. Is what I have experienced.
Okay.
So
It's inside the vagina,
Yeah,
about an inch or so
Google it.
inside the vaginal opening. on
had
the
to make
upper
sure she was.
vaginal wall. For
Yeah,
you
see, so I'm
niggas
right.
that don't
It's right
know.
there. Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, you have two now because it's the male prostate is the same place. It's just located in the ass instead of.
Right. And that's
Anyway.
why you need my
So
help.
I'm like, somebody doing this to you right now.
Explode. You about to
You don't
explode.
have a seizure.
Yeah, I don't know.
You gonna meet Jesus like, I'm sorry, Jesus, can I go back? It was feeling kind of good.
Listen, we looked up women's G-spot. Now let's look up male. Just so,
And I mean, it's something like what.
so I can
I'm sorry, my
convince
brain
them.
is curious because I've been looked up like how they create a penis, and I found out that they take the skin from their arm.
Right.
Because I'm like,
Yeah.
I was thinking, what depends on the size? Like, how do you get what size it is as a male?
And that's fucked up. They get the Tuesday size. I'm so jealous.
It don't. It depends on the
What?
length of your arm.
That's a.
They can't take that much out of your arm.
Fuck that,
And
take
some
it
people
all.
got short arm. Go ahead, strip that whole arm. It's okay. I'm sorry, Mom. But your name might be on my dick now.
Oh, Lord.
But apparently they can only take so much from your arm.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Oh, okay, real
Hey,
off
the
topic, but
prostate
no.
isn't as hard to reach as you think.
I told you.
Don't care.
It's
It's not
about
getting
3/4
touched.
of a finger length inside the anus.
It's about,
Yeah, a knuckle deep.
you stick one knuckle in and come back. Stick a knuckle in and go towards the balls. Do not go towards the back. Go towards the balls. Go in and come back.
Ugh.
Love it there.
And you don't have to really do nothing. Even if you like find it and press on it or
Right.
rub, like do like this, you're fine.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's why I feel so good when I take a hard shit.
Relief.
Oh my god! Did you see
You might
that?
be on something there.
I know, right? Did you see that one video? It came out a while ago. The dude, he had a dick on his arm. They surgically put it there because something happened where it got cut off. So they were growing one on his arm. So they cut the skin in a weird way. So he had it like a double type thing in his
Ew.
arm, and they were just waiting for it to get to length, I guess. And they were
Yeah.
gonna cut it and replace it.
They've done that to a few things, a few different body parts. But I did see one where this man's penis got cut off, and he had to have a different surgery. So it was like if they would have left they couldn't. Whatever happened, he couldn't reattach it at the moment.
Right.
But there's like if they don't reattach it, it would die.
Oh,
so
that's
they
what it was.
had
They-
to attach it under his arm. To
Yeah,
keep
that's what it was.
Because
It
they
was-
need the blood in your arm and stuff to keep it alive.
They said anything to
while
save that
you
dick.
heal. Yeah. So once he healed up, then they took it out of his arm, snapped that back in. And it's like,
I can imagine that would be the worst.
But tell me you ain't gonna be the
Walk
first
around
one to
with
sign
a
up. Your dick fell off. You want it to die? Put it under your arm.
Yeah.
Which arm, left or right? Where are we putting it at?
No.
Hour long
I
sleeves
like-
until you get it on.
Put it
I
up
would wear
here.
sweaters every day.
Yeah, put it
Every
up
day.
here so I can hide it better though. Like I don't see why this vein is different from this vein.
Wow. Dick on his arm.
I could just be extra buff in one arm. Yeah, that's all muscle, baby.
Walking down the street with your baby and she grab it. Hey, don't crush the dick.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
gotta
no,
reattach that later.
Why's your muscles getting harder?
That's one arm harder than the other. Huh?
Tender spot.
God.
She wake up in the night, lay down on her arm. Oh, babe, I thought your dick was on my face. It is. It's just right here.
Right. It's not on you. You are
Lick it.
it.
Lick it real quick. See if it still work.
Fuck that. That's cold. That's so
Well,
fucked up.
at least they saved it by any means.
Okay.
By
Now
any
you know
That's
you
the
can
crazy
put your
thing,
dick
they'll
on
do
your arm
anything
if
to
you
save
ever
a
need
man.
to.
Well, I was gonna say to save a man's pride because I don't know why they call it penis pride because it is what it is. But they'll do anything to save a man's pride. But women, they chop y'all to pieces left and right.
But what's gonna happen to them? They gonna cut their titty off?
Enhancements, huh?
You how?
No, but I'm like sometimes during surgery, a doctor will rip out her entire uterus
That is
Yeah,
true.
I don't have no
and then wake you up like, I'm sorry, your uterus is gone.
Yeah.
But a man, like we just said, your dick done got cut off or fell off. Okay, we're gonna put this in your arm. They ain't gonna ask you this will wake you up and you got a whole dick in your arm.
Because part of a man's identity is his
Right. But why is it not the same for women's reproductive systems?
I don't know.
Why is their reproductive system considered less than a man?
Because
we're
a man
women.
is usually
We're a
the doctor.
minority.
You got a point there.
Men don't give a fuck about women,
You got a point there.
Yeah.
and especially if they're. I'm not even gonna go there, but yeah,
Black women.
black women.
Especially if there's this right here. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know, men. That we gotta. Me and her especially. We have plans to get into that in a later video.
Yeah, that's
Well,
a whole nother
Men
topic.
versus women, like just in general, just all spectrums of it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's all kind of
No,
double
I-
standards across the board.
it's super.
Because even
it's
in the
super-
gay community, like, why is it fetishized that she's a lesbian? but it's disgraceful and I'm going to hell because I'm gay.
No, yeah, I agree with that. Well, I don't agree with that, but I agree with what you're saying.
You agree with what I'm saying?
Because me personally. Sorry,
You can turn your mic
mic
off.
was off. My fault. It's because I was told, I was actually heard that women, when they're lesbian at a young age, doesn't mean that they'll be lesbian when they get older. So, like, most likely, women that grow up to be lesbians are even lesbians. Now, I'm 28. So, even me being a lesbian, it's a likely chance that we will want kids. So, obviously, we'll fall back into that category of a man and a woman conceiving, having it the natural way.
But once you're gay, you're gay.
No, really, something like this.
100%
Lesbians out
because-
here having kids all day long. They got sperm banks for that reason right there.
No,
or they got
exactly.
friends that would donate their sperm. Like, here, I don't know what to do with the baby.
Can I
But
ask
I
you a
think it's
question?
the-
Wait, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
If a man sucked dick one time and he didn't like it, is he gay?
No.
For a straight man, yes.
I thought he was just curious.
I don't think
he
he can be
can't
curious with that.
consider himself super straight. He can't.
No, yeah,
But he
yeah.
can say, I was curious, I wanted to try it, I didn't like it, it wasn't for me.
Okay.
It's the same thing with food.
So that
You
he's
might
not
like,
bi?
I tried sushi, I don't like sushi.
I tried to jump on your bandwagon, but that is not the same thing. I'm not trying to choke on a burrito one day.
That's how I feel. That's how I
I
feel.
almost died with this.
You don't know what you do or don't like until you've tried it. So he was curious and he was like, maybe he had a couple of gay friends and they was talking about, oh, I like sucking dick. Right. So he's like, well, what's so great about it? Or his girl, or probably, maybe I just want to suck your dick all the damn time. What is so great about sucking dick? So he wanted to try it. He was like,
Right.
I don't know what the fuck's so great about it.
That's how, I mean, I ate pussy once or twice and I was like, oh, no.
See? Oh, no, right. I had double dip.
But like, the first time I was like, I had to make sure when he was like, nah.
See, but I think it's easier for women to go back and forth than a man can go back and forth. Like, cause like I said, with
It's
me,
a pride thing.
even
Like y'all said.
trying, to me, you're not straight anymore or super straight. Cause at the end of the day, like that's for me, that's the line that I cannot cross. And in my right mind, still be like, I only like women. You know what I mean? But for women, I feel like it's easier because for one, it is like he said, we could see that and be like, that's fine. Go ahead and do what you got to do. And most men fantasize that. Right. So they would prefer for you to do that and be able to go back and forth than to be just straight or just gay. You know what I mean? So
that's because they want another woman. They want you to be cool with it.
Yeah.
Right. They want to see if they want to join in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which most men, you don't get that
That's
opportunity.
what, you don't get that opportunity with me.
That's very rare occasion.
With the
Okay.
pig.
Even like I said, I was just in Vegas and the couple I met, well, the poly couple I met, so it was 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
When we first met them, we met the guy first. It was me and my friend, we met the guy first, and he was trying to convince me to come and join them for the night. So I was like, who
was the other person in the relationship with?
He has 2 girlfriends. Well, his girlfriend had, him and another girlfriend.
Okay.
So when I asked him, like, what do you mean? He was like, well, his girlfriend wanted to be double penetrated.
I love
So he was
double
like, would you
penetration.
be down with that? I'm like, unless, for me personally, unless there's dick on the menu, I'm not coming.
Right.
I'm sorry.
So you would be with a woman if you would be with a man as well?
No, if there's not dick on the menu for me, I'm not coming.
But
Now,
just dick.
the only way that I would be with a woman would be for a purpose, which means I'm trying to get a baby.
Right. Which we've discussed that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
That makes
past
sense.
that, I'm being there like, you can touch her, she better not touch me.
Okay.
That's how I feel with a woman.
That's because you want 2 men.
There's nothing I can do with that.
Yeah, I don't know. This is yeah, I don't know. I can't do it. Don't play with my butt.
For super straight men, you might
Super
get-
straight.
He said no dick out in the room with me.
See, yeah, I can't do that.
You might
But
get punched in the eye. And then when you get punched in the eye, you can't be mad at him. You gotta work on with that black eye. When people ask what happened, I'll try to touch his ass.
yeah, cause he told you no, and if he didn't tell you no,
That's why you gotta
Well,
sweet
like,
talk him into it.
Even like we all want. Because I've seen a bunch of females do this, and I've seen women get mad. I mean, I've seen female dudes, and I've seen their dudes get mad, like when they're in the kitchen doing like doing the dishes. Y'all
Yeah.
walk past, smack their ass. They'll get mad at y'all.
Yeah.
Babe, what are you mad for? Don't touch my ass.
Yeah, they do
Then why
that.
when you get behind the closed doors, you're gonna try to touch his asshole? You gonna get punched in the face.
True.
Same person,
True.
he would get mad that I would smack his ass, but would let me do it.
See, but that's because in public. And it, this, honestly, before we get even further, we're coming to the end of this video, this recording and all that. So if you do want a part 2, because we obviously have a lot more to say, if y'all want, let us know in the comments below. Hit us up. Again, our social medias will be in the description below.
Yeah.
Let us know if you want to hear more, because these two are extremely entertaining. I'm having a really good time. She needs to talk more. But
Not there yet. Do not ask a question you don't want the answer to. So if you got something you want to ask away.
yes, yeah, don't
100%.
be scared to ask. It's all knowledge based.
What's that one cartoon?
Out of the box.
Yeah.
So there's a question I've been wanting to ask so bad.
What's that?
So you said you used a toy before, right?
On a man.
On a man.
No, he asked me to, and I said I would.
Oh, okay.
But you didn't do it. You
No.
didn't
So
follow
my
through.
question to that is, would you use a strap on?
Oh, are you in
On a
it?
man? On a man?
Yeah, on a man.
Probably. Yeah.
Hey, there's some men out
Okay.
there who want their girlfriends to bag them.
Yeah,
Touche.
I would.
Cause you
It's a
said,
dominance thing for me. I know
Yeah,
it for a
Because
fact.
with that's
cause I,
you start getting more into away from sexual identity, which is gay, straight, and all that, and more into your sexual. I don't say sexual like experience and fantasies and stuff.
Yeah, BDSM.
I just took a BDMS test to see my level of kink, and it actually broke down all the different kinks and which ones I'm
Send
more
me that
likely.
link.
I'm gonna send it to you.
We're gonna post
Me
it
as
down
well.
below.
all of
When
us.
I tell you, it broke down every category. I mean, it broke down from if I like age play, if you like child play, if
Yeah.
you like my highest one was Switch. I liked it was role play, and
Really cool.
it broke down everything. I was like, oh,
I'm not even gonna
taking a
lie.
test,
I
I
like a
learned shit
little
about my
role
damn
play.
stuff. I was like, I didn't know. I was like, okay.
Right.
Pretty cool.
This app
Role play
knows
is
me.
fun.
Right.
It's supposed to be so you can find people more sexually like compatible with you.
Oh,
Now I
okay.
don't know about finding people. That's my problem.
Once I found the test, I was like, everybody I talked to, now I need you to take this test. Just go ahead. Let me see your results.
Right.
That's much better.
I'm not into super freaky shit. I keep it cool. I like to do the stuff. I don't really like too much stuff being done to me. So, but
So
but-
you more like
That makes
to,
sense, you being a
want-
guy.
You more like want to sit back and watch them enjoy like the pleasure.
no,
of
yeah,
you
I
doing what
like.
you wanna do.
Yes, I like to give pleasure. Like, of course, getting it is part of it, but I'm
Right.
a dude. My shit, it's a couple minutes and I'm done. For the girl, you can go. For a girl, you can go. You know what I mean? So it's like if I could keep going and keep giving you. Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
And then I like to see the reactions and all that
Right.
good stuff. But as far as
You
me,
hate
like I
making
could
reactions.
get what?
Well, see,
Because you make reactions.
No, but here's the thing.
Right, I'm like,
It
yeah,
comes
it's not me.
naturally to you, depending on if it feels good. If it feels good, you're naturally gonna react.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not. I don't want you to. I hate when people put on that porn star face and they want to get the moan and the fake shit.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
do it.
me.
I want to see your natural reaction. If you're not feeling it, don't give me a reaction. I'm gonna change it up and do something else.
Yeah, real shit.
But if this is what you like right here, I'm gonna make sure I keep hitting this one spot over and over again.
And do not say the word cock to me.
Oh
it's,
God, no.
it's dick.
Oh,
Every
God.
single time. Do
If
not
you
say cock.
I'm
You
going
fucking
soft, I'm getting the fuck
weirdos.
out. I'm putting my clothes. I've actually done that.
Give me that cock.
Somebody said,
What?
real shit.
No.
Somebody said that to me.
That sounds
And
weird.
Got cleaned up, put my clothes on, and went the fuck home. I ain't talked to him since.
I like that you got cleaned up first.
That's funny.
Good man. Good man.
Like, I got it. I'm out.
Yeah, don't say that to me because it's
That is the most. When people are like, oh, I hate the
that
word
cock
moist.
all
I hate the
day.
word cock. Like, that is disgusting.
moist is good, especially with cake. But
That chocolate cake that's over there looking at me.
it's not looking at you. You're looking at it. It's not even
She
facing
about to take
you.
half this cake home with her when she leaves.
Right.
She's like, no, I'm gonna take this.
I'm gonna secretly record a clip of her eating it and tag it at the end of this video. She's gonna have brown teeth.
Wow.
But all
Like,
right.
get off Matilda.
We
Just
just watched
watching
that.
Matilda. That's probably why I want a piece of cake.
That's probably Ugh.
But I think
You can
that's
take
where
up
we'll
those
end it
cords.
here, you guys.
Yes, it was very fun. I'm so glad both of you came and joined us tonight.
I'm glad I came on.
Yes, and I will for sure.
Mike
like
was on mute the whole
You
time.
know, I'm sorry. I just breathed a
Self-conscious.
little
On and
heavy. I
off.
didn't want to breathe the whole time, you know. I didn't want that.
It's coming.
You're good. We're still learning all this. As like I said, you seen the light cut off halfway through.
Yeah.
We good. We're gonna get it
Think I'm in my
eventually.
spotlight.
Yeah, y'all keep supporting us. We will eventually have a budget for this shit. Until then, you gotta deal with what you gotta deal with.
We'll be
But
on a nice network.
Right, exactly. But for now, we are going to say goodbye. Like I said before, like, comment, Hey, let me get the speech out. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know anything you want to hear about. Let us know if you want them back, because I for sure do. And yeah, we'll see you next episode. Everyone want to say goodbye?
See ya.
Call on Tyrone.
I got it again. Got to do it every time. All right, y'all have a good one.